Hi, Paul Slakis, Good News Planet. I'm speaking to Fern Ingber. Hi, how are you, Fern?
I am fine, Paul, and I want to thank you for this wonderful opportunity to talk with you and share with your listeners how we can work together to eliminate the number one chronic childhood disease in America, severe tooth decay.
What's that?
Severe tooth decay.
Tooth decay, number one child disease.
Yes.
Why?
Well, unfortunately, most people don't realize how important their teeth are, especially primary teeth in children. And good oral health habits like brushing, flossing, and rinsing with a good fluoride rinse make all the difference in the world. What's the first thing you notice when you meet someone?
Their smile.
That's right. And a child's smile is truly the gateway to their body. It's oral health is linked to overall health, and at America's Tooth Fairy, we want to do everything that we can to ensure that all children have the building blocks that they need for healthy and happy and productive lives.
It's the way to our hearts, too. Those little children smile, there's no doubt. But Fern is actually the president and CEO of National Children's Oral Health Foundation. And we're going to talk a little bit about, the Halloween coming up, a lot of candy and so on and so forth, and how to keep, I like this, you did a recent Healthy Mouths report, okay? And what was that about?
Well, wanted to find out what habits our children are doing in terms of oral health, and what we found out is that actually brushing teeth and rinsing with a mouthwash was one of the routines that children most resisted, and that's why it is so important that parents serve as good role models, that they take care of their mouths so that they don't pass decay causing germs onto their children, and they make it fun for children to brush and floss and use a rinse. That the nighttime and the morning routines with good oral health habits just become part of everyday life, and they realize how important it is for these beautiful smiles for their children.
It's beautiful. Now, we're going to talk about it. You have a website. It's called americastoothfairy.org.
Yes,
and
sir.
There's a lot of oral care tips on there. And there's something here. This is phenomenal. Raise money for millions of children to endure pain. Who endure pain and ridicule? What is that?
Well, as a mother and a grandmother, it's so upsetting for me to know that there are millions.
As a grandpa.
Well, exactly. And you as a grandfather, that's right.
That's right.
To know that there are millions of America's children that are suffering from this silent epidemic and pain so severe it's impacting their ability to eat, sleep, and learn. And certainly this is impacting their self-esteem. So we are using Halloween together with the makers of Listerine Smart Rinse, who are sponsoring Trick or Treat for America's Tooth Fairy campaign with us. We're using this as an opportunity to say, okay, here are some important oral health messages for you, for your children, to really ensure that your smiles are healthy and beautiful. And then let's use Halloween as a time to teach children the importance of giving back. Let's use Halloween as a time for every individual to become a real-life tooth fairy, and go to americastoothfairy.org, register for their personal virtual fundraising page, and they can send those pages out to friends, relatives, neighbors, and really encourage everyone to make a difference for those children that need the most, have the least, and frankly, they're often last.
Okay, so now we can donate together. We're united in a mission that leaves no child behind. I'm at it, and so how will this really work?
Okay, so here's what I think is really exciting and important for your listeners to hear. Listerine Smart Rinse really walks the walk when it comes to prevention. So they are sponsoring this event, but together with other caring corporate underwriters, they cover all the operation and program expenses. So literally every dollar that we raise from this campaign is going to go to children. In fact, each $10 donated provides a child in need with a toothbrush, toothpaste, rinse, along with dental screening and preventive education for good oral health. I mean, just think about that. $10 can really change a life. And then what we really want people to do, which would be fabulous, is, again, when they go to the americastoothfairy.org site, they will see an opportunity to get tips from the Tooth Fairy, and then they can click on the pumpkin, they can make a donation, and they can also set up that virtual personal trick-or-treat, and they can watch their little, like thermometer kind of rising as people are contributing to their campaign, and each of us together. Just imagine how wonderful it would be, Paul, if we can get all your listeners to go online, each person adopt the care of a child and help one of those children by becoming a real-life Tooth Fairy for a child in need.
No, it's a beautiful, beautiful program. How do the children get selected?
Well, we support a very wide range of not-for-profits throughout the country that are caring for underserved children. These are children that have no health insurance. They're the working poor. They're not as fortunate as maybe your children and my children, grandparents are, to be able to have access to care, to have parents that know how important oral health is and are able to help them brush and floss and rinse. So we identify children that really are in need of services and make sure that they get the care that they deserve.
Okay. So you partnered with
local clinics
that are right there doing it.
Right, all the centers around the country, the local clinics, hospitals, the dental school clinics, all kinds of nonprofits that care about children, and then we make sure that we get messages out to children through a variety of ways, and the website is one of them.
Oh, that's a great program. That's just great work. Super duper.
Oh,
what else
thank
do we
you.
tell our audience about it?
Well, I think the other thing that everyone should know is that each person has an opportunity to become not only a real-life Tooth Fairy for their children, but to spread the word. We can have teenagers that maybe adopt this program as a social action project. This is an opportunity for children as they're brushing their teeth, for parents to encourage them to maybe give some of their Tooth Fairy money to share with children that are not as fortunate. And we want everyone to realize that oral health matters. And we need to really create a team, a movement, Paul, that will engage everyone in good oral health practices and in reaching out to those children, those millions of children each year. I don't know about you, but the thought that there are children in pain just hurts. So
not good news, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know, and we can make a difference. So thank you for this great opportunity, Paul, and we're going to make you an honorary Tooth Fairy. and thanks for joining us and for sharing with your listeners about americastoothfairy.org.
It's all good. Let me ask one other question here, because I see American Tooth Fairy has touched over 1 million underserved children already.
That's right.
What's good news for you, Fern?
Good news is that we engage Americans all over the country to help other children in need so that together we can really eliminate preventable pediatric dental disease, oral decay, tooth decay, and we can do it by visiting americastoothfairy.org and joining this really terrific movement to rescue children from pain.
Great. Thank you so much, Fern.
Oh, you're wonderful. Thank you, Paul, and happy Halloween.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.